In the heart of New York City, where skyscrapers pierce the sky like the relentless ambitions of its inhabitants, Emma stood by the window of her small Brooklyn apartment, gazing at the glittering lights of Manhattan across the river. She was the kind of woman who had always prioritized her career above everything else, a successful marketing executive at a bustling advertising agency, where days blurred into an endless stream of meetings, pitches, and deadlines. But on that particular evening, after an exhausting day, when her boss had harshly criticized her over a minor mistake in a campaign, Emma felt a deep crack in her carefully built armor. She needed a break, something to shake off the monotony and recharge her spirit. On a whim, she decided to attend an exhibition of contemporary art at a gallery in Chelsea, a place she rarely visited, but one that always intrigued her with its raw sense of freedom and expression. The gallery was buzzing with life, eccentric artists in bold outfits, critics sipping wine and murmuring about profound concepts, collectors networking in hushed tones. Emma wandered among the canvases, trying to lose herself in the colors and shapes, when her eyes landed on her, Sophia. She stood in front of a massive abstract painting depicting the chaos of city lights swirling in a storm of vibrant hues. Sophia was a blonde with soft, wavy hair cascading over her shoulders, wearing a simple yet elegant black dress that accentuated her confident posture. She wasn't like the typical crowd. No frantic mingling or superficial chatter. Instead, she studied the artwork intently, as if unraveling a personal mystery. Emma hadn't intended to approach her, but when Sophia turned and their eyes met, Emma's warm brown ones locking with Sophia's striking blue, it felt like the world paused. "It's like Manhattan in a storm, isn't it?" Sophia said with a gentle smile, nodding toward the painting. Emma nodded, surprising herself by replying, "Yeah, but there's beauty in that chaos. Like the city is whispering its hidden secrets." They fell into conversation effortlessly. Sophia turned out to be an architect specializing in luxury interior design. She had moved from San Francisco a couple of years earlier to take on high-profile projects in New York, immersing herself in a rhythm where every day brought new challenges and inspirations. Emma shared stories from her advertising world, campaigns that often felt superficial despite their glamour. By the end of the evening, they exchanged numbers, both sensing a spark they tentatively labeled as budding friendship. The next day, Sophia texted, "Coffee? I have an idea that might inspire your next project." They met at a cozy cafe in the West Village, where the conversation flowed even more naturally, about favorite films, books, and how a city teeming with millions could still feel profoundly lonely. Emma noticed how Sophia truly looked at her, not just listening, but seeing her depths. It was refreshing and unfamiliar. Emma had always dated men, reliable, predictable types who ultimately grew dull because they couldn't match her drive or understand her ambitions. Her last relationship had ended in heartbreak when her partner dismissed her career goals as too intense. With Sophia, everything felt different. She laughed genuinely at Emma's jokes, asked probing questions that made Emma reflect on her own life, and shared vulnerabilities that built an instant trust. Their meetings became a regular escape. They strolled through Central Park on crisp afternoons, debating literature and dreaming aloud about futures unbound by routine. Sophia opened up about her California upbringing, where the vast ocean taught her serenity, but also isolation. Her parents' early divorce had forced her to become fiercely independent from a young age. Emma confessed her fears, the nagging worry that her job would consume her entirely, leaving no room for deeper connections or personal joy. Between them grew a subtle tension, electric yet unspoken. Emma caught herself lingering on Sophia's lips as she spoke, or feeling a rush of warmth from accidental brushes of hands. But she pushed those thoughts away. "This is just close friendship. I'm not like that." The drama intensified when Sophia invited Emma to dinner at a rooftop restaurant overlooking the city. Over glasses of wine, with the skyline twinkling below, Sophia confessed quietly, "I'm seeing someone. He's a decent guy, stable, but something feels off." Emma felt a sharp pang of jealousy, unexpected and piercing. She forced a smile, offering supportive words, but inside, turmoil raged. Why does this hurt so much? She wondered that night, tossing sleeplessly. The next morning, she reached out to Sophia, but the replies were distant. Sorry, swamped with work. Weeks turned into radio silence. Emma threw herself into her projects, trying to bury the ache, but every glimpse of a blonde woman on the subway or street twisted her heart. Meanwhile, Sophia wrestled with her own confusion. Her relationship with the man was comfortable, safe, but utterly lacking passion. She couldn't stop thinking about Emma, her infectious laugh, the way she furrowed her brow in thought, the spark in her eyes during animated discussions. Sophia had grown up in a conservative family where feelings like these were dismissed as a phase or taboo. Yet in New York, the city of reinvention and acceptance, doubts crept in. While working on the design of a luxurious penthouse in a towering Manhattan building, she imagined sharing it with Emma. The space was breathtaking, floor-to-ceiling windows offering panoramic views of the Hudson River and the endless cityscape, where sunsets painted everything in golden warmth. Modern elegance filled the rooms, a plush gray sofa, crystal chandeliers softly glowing, fresh white flowers on tables. This place is meant for someone truly special, she thought. Unable to bear the distance any longer, Sophia called Emma. I need to see you. There's somewhere I want to show you. Emma's heart raced as she agreed, nerves and hope mingling. They met at the entrance of the elite high-rise. Sophia led her upstairs to the newly completed penthouse, the elevator ride filled with tentative small talk. As the doors opened, the space enveloped them in soft, fading sunlight. On a low table sat a bottle of chilled champagne, 2 flutes, and a bouquet of pristine white blooms. Sophia had planned this carefully. This is incredible, Emma whispered, drawn to the vast windows. The city sprawled below like a living mosaic, the river reflecting the orange hues of sunset. Sophia stepped closer. I wanted you to be the first to see it finished. Because you mean so much to me. The words hung heavy with meaning. Emma turned, their faces inches apart. What are you saying? She asked, voice trembling. Sophia took Emma's hand gently. I ended things with him. Because I realized I can't stop thinking about you. About what we could be. Emma's world tilted. All the doubts, fears, and pent-up longing dissolved in that instant. She felt the warmth radiating from Sophia, the soft rhythm of her breath. Me too, Emma breathed. Sophia's hand cupped Emma's cheek tenderly, and they kissed, soft at first, then deepening with the weight of suppressed emotions. It was a kiss full of release, promise, and raw honesty, erasing the loneliness they'd both carried. The world outside vanished. There was only them. They sank onto the plush sofa, arms entwined, sipping champagne as the sunset faded into twilight. The city lights began to sparkle below, mirroring the new light in their lives. From that evening in the penthouse, their love blossomed authentically. They explored America together, walking California's beaches where Sophia shared childhood memories of waves crashing against cliffs, or wandering New Orleans' vibrant streets, dancing to live jazz under lantern-lit nights. Challenges arose. Families took time to accept. Workplace whispers tested their resolve, but the drama only fortified their bond. Emma learned to balance ambition with presence, while Sophia's designs gained bolder, more emotional depth, fueled by her happiness. The penthouse became their sacred retreat, a symbol of where denial turned to truth. They often returned there, recreating that first kiss on the sofa with champagne nearby, white flowers fresh, and the endless city view as witness. In each other's arms, overlooking the river at dusk, they knew they'd found something rare, a love that defied expectations, healed old wounds, and promised endless horizons. In a city that never sleeps, they had finally found peace and each other.